Well, hello everyone. Welcome to this presentation all about triangles. So today we're going to talk about how to identify triangles by their lengths of their sides as well as by their angles. So my name is Jessica Coulter and I am the CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring, and I will be the one with you today telling you all about triangles and helping you master these concepts that are going to help you forever, no matter if you're in high school working on the ACT or if you're just getting started with geometry, maybe in middle school. This is something that will help you forever. Let's go ahead and start identifying triangles. In order to do so, we have to realize that we can classify triangles either by their side lengths or by their angles. So for side lengths, I have three types of triangles: equilateral, scalene, and isosceles. And then if I classify them by their angles, I can choose between obtuse, right, acute, and equilateral. And you'll see that I have equilateral under both categories. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Okay, so the first type of triangle we're going to talk about when it comes to side length is equilateral. Now, equilateral, the way I remember what this means is I always think about the word equal, because equilateral and equal sound kind of similar, and then they both have that EQU. So just remember, equilateral has three equal sides, and I remember that by the word equal. Now, when I'm looking at some different triangles, no matter what their size, how big they are, how small they are, equilateral triangles are going to have the same side lengths. And I would know this because I see these little tick marks. So these little tick marks indicate that the sides are congruent. And when I see little tick marks, and I know they're congruent, I know tick marks and congruency mean equal. So that's all you need to know about equilateral triangles, is that they have three equal side lengths. All right, now we're ready to talk about scalene triangles. And these are triangles that have sides of different lengths. Okay, so this can look a whole bunch of different ways, but it's important to know that their sides are all going to be different lengths. So we're never going to see any tick marks on these triangles because none of those side lengths are congruent. Let's talk about the next type of triangle. We have isosceles triangles. That one's a little bit of a tongue twister, but I remember that isosceles have two sides that are the same length. And again, this can be whatever size triangle. We just have to remember that two sides are going to be the same length. And we can look for those tick marks again, but remember it's only going to be on two of the sides this time. And something else I look for to decide this is an isosceles triangle is I look at the base. The base of an isosceles triangle is going to look really big in comparison to the other two sides. So that's what an isosceles triangle looks like. Well, I hope you're enjoying this presentation and learning a whole bunch about triangles and how to identify them by their side lengths. If you'd like to stay up to date with Ace Cookie Tutoring, find out when the next video is coming out, what free resources we're offering, or what our monthly special is, be sure to follow us on Facebook. Just go to the link on your screen, facebook.com/Ace Cookie Tutoring. We'd love to have you as a follower and get you everything you need to know about Ace Cookie Tutoring in your newsfeed. Start talking about the different types of triangles when we look at their angles. It's really important for you to know that the sum of all angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So it doesn't matter what type of triangle it is, those angles are going to add up to be 180. Now, for those of you that don't know, that little circle, that little symbol next to 180, that represents degrees. So, we just talked about equilateral triangles, so all the sides are the same length. And then we also know that there's going to be angles within that triangle. Now, an equilateral, the angles and the lengths are all equal. So when I add up those angles, so say I had angle A up here, and then I had angle B over here, and then angle C over here. When I add those together, angle A and angle B, and I also add an angle C, those are going to add together to give me 180 degrees. Now, for those of you that don't know, the symbol, this little half triangle, that represents angle. So just remember, all angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. We know the angles inside of a triangle all add up to be 180. We can start talking about the different types of triangles when we look at their angles. So the first one is an obtuse triangle. So this means one angle is going to be greater than 90 degrees. So the way I look for this is I look for one little arc, and that's going to look like that. So it's kind of a half circle, if you will. So there's going to be an angle labeled, and then there's going to be kind of a circle almost, kind of a curved line. And I know it's obtuse because it's not a square. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Just remember, obtuse means big. One of them is going to be greater than 90 degrees. Now we're ready to talk about right angles. So I kind of alluded at this one in the last slide. A right triangle is going to have a right angle, which means it has an angle that's 90 degrees. And I know that by looking for that square. That's not a very good triangle. Just remember, as long as we see kind of that square, no matter which direction the triangle's facing, if it's upside down or not, that square is going to be 90 degrees. So that's how I know it's a right triangle. The next type of triangle we're going to talk about are acute triangles. And I'm not sure how girly you are or how often you use the word cute, but a lot of people think cute things are small things, like a cute dog, you know, tiny little one. So cute means small. I'm sorry, I didn't write cute very well here. Just rewrite it for you. Okay, so any type of triangle that has angles that are less than 90 degrees will be considered acute triangles. So equilateral triangles are always acute triangles for the fact that their angles always add up to 180 and none of them are 90 degrees because each of them is only 60 degrees. So an acute triangle, think of it as acute triangle because it's small and no angle is greater than 90 degrees. About equilateral triangles when it came to side length. Now we're ready to talk about equilateral triangles and their angles. So remember, equilateral triangle has those tick marks on its sides because all the sides are the same length. And then we're also going to see on equilateral triangle these little arcs, if you will. And when I see those on more than one angle, that means those are congruent. All right, especially and only if I see little ticks in there. So we can see ticks on lines and we can see ticks on sides. Now the problem is if I leave it like this and I've got 2 on everything, that means the ticks are saying the side lengths and the angles are the same, and that's just not true. So I don't want to do that. I want to instead maybe only do one tick mark for each side, and then I want to do tick marks on the angles and do 2. So that way it would mean 1 tick mark on each side means the sides are the same, and then 2 tick marks on each of the angles means all of the angles are the same. And just a little side note here, we know that the total inside of a triangle is 180 degrees. We know triangles have 3 angles. We know equilateral triangles have angles that are all the same length. So if I divide 180 by 3, I get 60 degrees. So if you're ever asked what the angles are inside of an equilateral triangle, you'll automatically know it's 60 degrees per angle. Move on, just wanted to stop real quick and let you know that there are other tutorials available just like this one. So maybe you're just not that great at math and you could use some help with one-step equations or maybe even two-step equations. We do have a whole lot of different tutorials to choose from on our website. Just go to that link on your screen, www.acecookie-tutoring.com/tutorial. You'll also find a lot of our tutorials on YouTube as well. And if you're looking for a particular subject, maybe we haven't covered that English paper you're working on, or maybe you need some more help in your science class, feel free to give us a call or submit an email or a form through our website. Let us know what kind of tutorial you could use some help with, or even feel free to book a lesson. We'd love to work with you. So thanks so much, guys. We're going to go ahead and move on to a little mini quiz. Some people don't like math and they say it's not useful. Well, here are some real life examples for you. Geometry is very common and very fun in different types of architecture. So here we see some triangles we just talked about. So before you move on, make sure you look at these pictures and decide what type of triangles they are. We don't know what their angles are, so we're not going to be able to choose from those triangles. So think about the 3 types of triangles and what their properties are when it comes to side lengths before you move on and look at the answers. All right, I hope you didn't cheat. Here are the answers. We had 2 pictures of equilateral triangles, and then we had 1 picture of isosceles triangles. Unfortunately, I'm not sure scalene triangles would work very well on a building. It's very possible, but I don't think it would be near as pretty as the equilateral or the isosceles triangles. So much for watching this presentation. I hope you found it helpful and learned a whole bunch about different types of triangles and their side lengths as well as their angles. If you need some more help, maybe some one-on-one help via Zoom or in person, feel free to book a lesson at acecookie-tutoring.com/book online. We'd love to help you with your math assignment, no matter if it's actually looking for those angle measurements that we didn't really get into, or maybe even the Pythagorean theorem. We could definitely help you. Now, if you're looking for some more resources that are paid, like activities or fun worksheets that would make for you based on this tutorial, feel free to go to that link in the second bullet point, acecookie-tutoring.com/shop. And finally, if you're just not a Facebook person, or maybe you'd like to get our monthly newsletter in your inbox, please join our email list by sending us an email to acecookie-tutoring@gmail.com. Well, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you in the next video.